All right, we're going to look at an example of how we can put a lot of the stuff we've done over the last couple sections to find exact values of lots of different angles. So we want to find the exact value in this problem of the cosine of 120 degrees. So 120 degrees is going to be an angle that's going to obviously start here, and it's going to rotate backwards, so it's going to be somewhere around here. So this would be an angle of 120 degrees negative. So what we want to do is we want to try to figure out what the exact value of this using our triangles. So if you remember, we always want to try to find an angle that is positive and an angle that is between 0 and 360. So negative 120 is not that, but remember from coterminal angles, we can always add and subtract 360 degrees. So if I add 360 degrees to this negative 120, I will get 240 degrees. So 240 degrees is a coterminal angle to negative 120 and will have the same value. So 240 would look something like this. So now if we look at this 240 degree angle, the most important thing about this is we need to find the reference angle and the reference triangle. Well, we said if you have this angle, we always want to find the reference triangle by going straight up. So our reference angle will be this angle theta here. Well, if this angle here is 240 all the way around, and we know going halfway around the circle is 180, then our reference angle is simply going to be the 240 minus 180, which is going to simply be 60. So our reference angle for negative 120 is 60, so this little angle here would be 60. Now, why that helps us to find the cosine of 120, negative 120, we know that this is going to be the same as the reference angle, so it's still going to be the same as cosine of positive 60. That's our reference angle. The only difference might be the sign. So in quadrant 3, where this angle is, we're in quadrant 3 down here. Remember, ASTC. So this angle is in quadrant 3, and in quadrant 3, cosine is negative. So we know the cosine of negative 120 is equal to negative cosine of 60. This is just my reference angle, and this is my sign from the chart, from my ASTC chart. So now I just have to figure out what is cosine of 60, and that's where our reference triangles will come into play. So if this is 60 and this is 30, and remember this is 2, 1, radical 3, if I'm using 60, 60 is my angle, this is my opposite, this is my adjacent, and this is my hypotenuse. So the cosine of 60 is going to be the adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 1/2. So the cosine of negative 120 is simply going to be negative 1/2. So quite a few steps to get through. We had to find an angle that's between 0 and 360. We had to find its reference angle by finding a little angle that would fit in the triangle. Then based on our quadrant, we can find our sign, and then using our reference angle, we could certainly find the exact value. So the cosine of negative 120 is simply going to be negative 1/2.